Hey folks, it's your boy Cheese and Saltines. Today, I'm bringing you your Marvel Strike Force news update, Strike Time. As always, we'll be joined by Justice 3 Gaming to go over all the fun and exciting things happening in Marvel Strike Force this week. So without further ado, let's get into it. Gaming today, we are filming our second episode of Strike Time. Thank you for joining us. We got all kinds of fun stuff, and later on in the day we might even have a special guest coming through. Justice, go ahead and say hi to everybody.
What up, everybody? And Cheese and Saltines, this is Justice 3 Gaming here. I am leveling up my Jubilee in Marvel Strike Force right now. Just finished up that event. I believe Cheese did too.
I did, but not nearly as good as Justice. So Justice actually got himself a 7 Red Star Jubilee. Justice, tell us.
No, don't say Red Star.
Oh, sorry, not
People
Red Star, not Red Star.
me.
People would be obscene about that. I actually don't even have Red Stars. We'll get back to that. But he got himself a 7 Yellow Star Jubilee with how many Red Stars do you have on her?
Right now, none, because I don't think, did the Red Stars flip yet? I haven't checked yet.
I think they said they did, but I'm not positive. But he still has a 7 Yellow Star Jubilee. So, Justice,
Yes.
How excited are you about having already a semi-max Jubilee?
I am ecstatic because I've been working the Astonishing X-Men for a little bit, and I'm telling you, I've got literally, I hate using the word over and over again. Astonishingly lucky with the orb offers, and I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Okay. So for those of you that are not in mine or Justice's Discord, which you definitely should check those out. First things first, check out Justice 3 Gaming at twitch.tv/Justice3Gaming. But you can also find in my panels below, and I assume in your panels, I'm not sure if you have them set up yet, but you will be able to click the About Me tab and click on the Discord. It'll take you right to my Discord. Go ahead and accept that. And then in there should also be a link to Justice's Discord, also found on his channel. So he's been posting his polls. This man has gotten, what is that, 2 180 polls for Bishop?
Just for Bishop, 2 180 pulls, and then for Iceman, not only did I get a 180 pull, but that one day just pulling those red orbs, I got 7 Red Star Iceman for Red Stars. So it's a little disappointing because the blitzes are almost useless to me now.
So how powerful is your, what is it, Astonishing X-Men? How powerful is your Astonishing X-Men team at this point?
I know they're pushing high right now because I've been pumping all my T4s into them, and I got a pretty good system when it comes to my T4s. So they're pretty well stocked. I'll check my team on the list real quick.
I know mine are not looking the best. I'm gonna move my camera out of the way really quick so people can see just how.
Can't actually see their total power right now. Well, until Jubilee's leveled up, but most of them are they're all over 70,000 right now.
Oh my god! So
but like Iceman, I mean, he's almost maxed, literally maxed in stars because he got that 7 Red Stars, and because I got those huge pulls, he's almost already 7 stars with 7 Red Stars.
Jesus. So mine are in the complete opposite boat. My strongest is Beast at 51. Everybody else is 30 or less.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Let me tell you about Bishop. So I have no Red Stars for Jubilee currently because I spent them all trying to get Bishop. And you want to know what I walked away with?
Zippo?
A 1. Which is almost worse because at least if I got a 0, I'd have been like, man. Yeah, in some ways, I feel like getting a 1-star character sucks even worse than a 0 because you have better odds of getting a 2.
I mean, I was reading, he is a Blitz character, though, so you should be safe, right?
Well, I'm still going to get him up to 4 yellow, but the 1 Red Star just... I'm like, bro, and I don't have any Red Stars left to even get Jubilee Red Stars.
Well, remember, if this is a Blitz character, that second Blitz always gives out Red Stars.
Oh, that's a good point.
Remember the mistake I told you about the other week that I made? I bought one of those stupid packages, not realizing I just bought a package for a friggin' Blitz character that I could just Blitz for and get 4 Red Stars.
That's right.
Although Iceman, given the scores that they came out with last time, I lost my god. I thought I was beating the mark at like 36 mil. No. I still got only 55.
I did get, I
Well,
guess, with all the polls that we've been talking about, I can't completely complain. I have gotten two really, really, well, one great poll. One was at least a 6 red star on a character that's semi decent.
who'd you
I
get
got,
that for?
let's see. So with the mega orbs I got from the Jubilee event, I opened those up, and at first I saw the Hella, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I already have Hella at 7 stars. But then, so I opened them both up, looked at what all came in it, and turns out, I don't know why it flashed the 50 Hella shards, because I also got 100 Baron Zemo out of it.
Ooh.
Right. I was like,
Ooh.
all right, yeah, dude. I'm like, I don't know why, like, because I'm gonna be honest, I opened up the 2 orbs and I was just sitting there kind of pissed off at the Hella, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got these Baron Zemo shards. That got me my 6-star
Oh
Baron
man.
Zemo. But then
I
the
looked at
other
my
one,
assignments for the Doom Raid, and they got a skill section in there. You're gonna need that Zemo probably.
yes, absolutely. Zemo's so good too. Seriously, people, it's not that people are underestimating him, but I think people are still underestimating just how useful he is. I've been getting absolutely whooped by defenses using him with Hydra. They're taking out, I don't remember who they're taking out, but they're taking out somebody, which I know doesn't, Red Skull doesn't get the full benefit of having all the
Yeah.
minions. That way you can't touch them, but it's so
Oh,
much
I tell you what,
harder.
I have a secret war offense with Zemo and the rest of the Hydra guys.
Mm-hmm.
I place okay, because of my placement, I got crossbones behind Zemo, and I also put I actually use Ultron in that on that team.
Ooh.
And so like when he summons his bots, anytime one of those other, if there's minions or something like that out there, he gives everybody else that's around him evades.
Oh, that's
So like
right.
all those Ultron bots that are pumping everybody up keep getting evades. And then, Ultron, normally I would hold on to his summon if I filled the field or something. But when you use that, it also extends like the positive statuses. So if all those guys got all those evades, it just keeps them going. It's insane. I've taken out some ginormous teams with that combo.
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, the trade-off sort of is that they're a little bit slow to start, but
Mm-hmm.
once Ultron drops those bots and then Zemo is just giving out fucking evades like they're Skittles, I mean, it's nonstop. Especially since I got like crossbones there and I just blow them up all over again.
True. Yeah. Zemo alone is a one-man army. Speaking of Zemo, did you see the trailer for Winter Soldier and Falcon?
Oh my god, I still got a hard on. I mean,
Actually,
I
we're going to
I
talk
thought that
about
was
this a little
so
bit later. I'm
great.
going to make sure to give a spoiler alert for it, but later on we are going to be talking about Scarlet Witch because that was nuts. Uh
Yes, we would that section, put a banner on it, whatever. We're talking about it because
Oh,
I can't
yes,
not talk
absolutely.
about
Right,
what's
I
going
needed
on.
to talk to it about it with somebody that actually knows comic books and cares. Like my wife is very into the
Okay,
Marvel
you have no
movies with
idea.
me, but
You
it just was
oh,
not, it's not the same. Um
there's so many things, so much goodness going on in there. I can't wait till we get to that section of this video.
right? So, speaking of war defenses, are you ready to hear what my other good recent poll was?
Yes, let's hear it.
It was a 6 red star, The Thing.
Ooh, that's
Yes,
actually really, really good, dude.
he is a stat animal, and so I was pretty excited. Like there's part of me that's always bittersweet when you get the 6 because you see the gold and then all of a sudden you're like, it's a 6, you bastard. But and then it's also the Thing who with the Fantastic Four are just really starting to fall out. They got a little bit of a boost because now they have like they can be offense or defense. But that being said, the Thing is one of those characters that's great to have them on because of the stats that come with him. So at this point, I'm like, man, I didn't even realize it. I have a 6 red star Thing, a 6 red star Mr. Fantastic, a 5 on Invisible Woman and Human Torch, and a 5 on my She-Hulk. I'm like, I guess I got a defense now.
Dude, that's a monster defense. I kind of cringe when I have to fight those guys sometimes because like I know how to beat them, but She-Hulk really throws a question mark in your ability to do it, especially if you got a really strong one because
Mm-hmm.
she's a monster when she flips these guys to defense. I mean, I'm going to be using some of the Fantastic Four for my Doom defense idea that I got, but I can flip the other guys to like an offense after that. Maybe even bring Namor back.
Ooh. That would be pretty sweet. Namor needs a place. Man, I saw a photo on Facebook. Facebook's one of my favorite places to go whenever I just want to see like cringy things. from Marvel Strike Force. Did you see the photo that was in the page with the guy that had like a 137,000 power, 7 red star, like Gear 14 Namor sitting on his defense?
Ooh.
That's what I'm
Wait.
saying.
Oh my god. Why?
Right.
Oh god, that is such an underestimation of that character's abilities on offense. It's insane.
Oh man. Well, that's what for starters, I don't know why anybody would invest in a Gear 14 Namor. Even with 7
Well,
red
I mean,
stars, I don't know if I could
yeah.
justify doing it. But
I
you
mean,
gotta
he would get all
assume.
that extra. He would get all that extra focus to take down those positive statuses. His only real weakness, though, is deflects.
True.
Because that ultimate will always crit in war, but if those are out there, he won't crit. And just imagine the raider class that he'll have on him, and an ability that already crits. That's extremely powerful in
Right.
war.
Yep. So yeah, saw that on defense. That's why I love Facebook. It always shows me people and reminds
Oh
me that I'm
yeah,
not.
dude.
You did see it?
No. I
Oh.
didn't see it, but I do the same thing. I'm a part of one of the big Marvel Strike Force things, mostly because I started out doing content creation with doing memes, because I show you some of the memes I make those,
Oh,
and
really?
yes,
Nice.
and they're hilarious. I'll just peruse pictures and be like, oh my god, that would make such an amazing Marvel Strike Force meme. I gotta make one
Are you in
like that.
are you in the Billy Lou one?
I don't know. It's a big one. I'm with. If you see a guy on there named Frank Moon, shout out to Frank Moon. If you're out there watching the show, guy, I love your memes and the things that you say on
Okay,
that
yeah, I
site
think it
too.
is because I think it's Frank Moon and Billy Lou's.
I think they're the administrators for it, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Billy Lou
Uh,
cracks me up, dude. He's rude as fuck to everybody, but it's like in such a funny way.
I know, and a lot of people on there, they gotta realize, man, this is social media. Fucking relax. They're here to blow off steam.
Yep. All right. So, moving on, before we get too far into it, because of the fact that when I ended my stream, we were talking about Justice as I was watching his stream as I was finishing up my stream, and he was having an awesome time fighting against the Sinister Six team. And when I was telling my
God
stream
damn it.
about
You gotta
what was
bring this
happening,
wound back up.
without explaining it too much, just Dr. Octopus's healing can be a colossal pain in the ass, everybody. So the question that was asked right before I cut my stream off was, who's a bigger pain in the ass with their healing, Mr. Sinister or Dr. Octopus?
Easily Dr. Octopus, because if you got a really strong Vulture and Mysterio, he can make that fight absolutely fucking impossible. Because if any one of the Sinister Six are blocking, he's healing them.
Oh, that's
But the
right.
but the thing is, you get a ton of power behind any of the charge characters like Swarm and Elektra. Did you know it was Elektra and not Electro?
What?
I think it's no. Wait, somebody was maybe somebody on Marvel Strike Force's Facebook did that, and I was like, wait, that's not right. And maybe
No,
I'm misquoting even myself.
I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about. It definitely says Electro, but I really do recall exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it definitely says Electro. I'm just misrepresenting the post I read.
It's okay. Electra's about to get a buff pretty soon, or she might have already gotten it.
Yeah, no,
Gross.
well, I doubt she's gotten it now because she's a part of that Shadowland group. That's another war offense, so that'll be one team that you
Yeah.
should. Well, we should talk about this, because if you notice the trend, I mean, especially if you've been playing for a long time, you need something to kind of invest yourself in. And I like, a lot of players don't like this, but I think a lot of veteran players would get behind me on this one. Surgical teams. The teams that have a specific purpose and don't necessarily have to go into multiple modes. Because now, your roster has grown to the point where I remember there was a point where, like, oh man, I'm just gonna have to auto all this shit because it's just too easy now, and I don't have anything to work towards. And now that I get teams like Astonishing X-Men, where they could be a killer raid team or a killer dark dimension team. I'm liking that actually because now it's giving me surgical tools to deal with different situations. And then there are still the Greek raids where you do got to kind of, do some theory crafting behind what teams go out on the field.
Very true. I will say at this point, I definitely feel like anytime Fox Next and Scopely hype up a team, ignore them and wait for the team they hype up next. Because that happened
Oh
with,
man,
what was it?
that's
Wakandans came
skilletary.
out, screwed us, and then there was another team that dropped like right after that was great. Then Skilletary
Yeah,
came out, screwed us, and now
and
Shadowlands
then
coming out and
astonishing.
seems like it's going
Yeah.
to be perfect.
Well, no, no. I see that this right now would break your theory because astonishing X-Men, and then it's Shadowland. So that's two really good teams, I think.
That's a fair point. I think you got me. Either
Mm.
way, don't invest in.
Unless you want to give them in the exception, the fact being the fact that they're getting a legendary and the Shadowland characters aren't.
That's invest in every other war team. That's what we'll go with.
I mean, they would be a great team to like invest in because they're a war team, but at the same time, because you're investing in that war team, those characters will be super important in higher level raids like Doom. And I'm telling you right now, I don't even know why my alliance is even bothering at this point. We need to just switch back over to 7.5 and just keep on moving.
I had
Because have you given it
I
a
had a
shot
guy in
yet?
my chat. No, I have not. I had a guy in my chat earlier though who comes from an alliance that's still doing like 7.1. He's like, man, these Doom rates are bullshit. I'm like, why are you even touching those?
I know, but the alliance that I was with before, the Fantastic 24, they're one of the strongest alliances out there, like top 50 at least. Shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome, even though I left. But I know how strong they are. And they're sort of like they got a really good strategy when it comes to planning things out. And they're kind of pushing through like 30% right now, which is extremely good because I know the points for um raid season is extremely high. And I would love to do that, but I gave my best shot on like some of the tech nodes that are there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, my Pim tech is fucking wonderful.
Oh, I just saw this.
And
I don't know if you're seeing it, but right now there's a huge
oh my god, you're right. I
glitch
see it on
in.
I yeah, I see it on your screen.
Yep.
I got you muted. I watch yours on my other screen
Oh, that's
while we're
exactly
doing
what
our
I'm doing
thing.
right now. But I guess for those of you that didn't know, apparently I don't know if they meant to release that, but Beast is about to be farmable via the next season of
Oh my
Mojoverse,
god,
it looks
thank you.
like.
Thank you.
I
Thank
don't know
you.
if I'm
Thank you.
thankful for that. Like, unless they change up how many shards they give, that's still kind of some bullshit. Because what does that
Okay,
equate to?
so
90?
when they were doing Beast, he was one of those characters that even I recommended. Like, no, I'm passing on this guy. I don't fucking need him whatsoever. He has no use at all. The stupid shit with the campaign thing or whatever is the dumbest idea I've ever seen. And so I passed on him completely. And now that I got this astonishing X-Men here, I got a 5 red star beast, and I'm missing 2 of his stars.
Oh, no.
And so,
Yours is only
him
3 stars?
I have 5 stars,
Oh,
and I got 5 red stars for him, which makes him a monster healer at this point. Especially since now that I got Jubilee, both Bishop and Beast get some. And this is, I'm going to tell you right now, Jubilee, just by dropping her in the raid with this team, she immediately, just raw speed, jumps every member of the squad minus her into the top 10 speeds in the game.
unbelievable.
And that does not include, I repeat, that does not include the speed bar she feeds the entire team. Now, imagine this: every time an enemy falls in raids, she will give 25% speed bar to everybody. Okay. That's just everybody. Beast gets like 30% speed bar when anybody drops below like 50%. Bishop is just getting speed bar because Jubilee is so amazing. And he gets more speed bar based on how he's triggering taunt and charge and all that good shit.
I don't know how I
And
didn't notice
to,
all that.
to top it off, his damage reduction. I mean, I cannot wait to put these guys in raids because like I told you the other week, I think even more than my symbiotes, I think this could be my new beat it all raid team.
They definitely seem like that. So that's going to actually be, I think, a good topic to talk about is really just kind of there was a point back in the early days of this game where it seemed like progression was almost impossible due to content being borderline locked behind character development, but the character development was borderline locked behind the content. Do you feel like
Yeah.
it's getting to that point again? Because, for example, this team is going to be phenomenal for raids. But in order to be phenomenal for raids, they have to be really, really good. But in order to really get them really, really good, you basically have to get good in those raids. Where, like, for example, the Doom raids are they're giving out gear 15 gear, aren't they?
Yeah, I think those orbs that we were just fighting for in that skilletary event. Well, not
Mm-hmm.
skilletary, but military event. And yeah, that's pretty that's tough because in I feel like the Doom, obviously Doom is the next extension off of what Ultimus raids are because he's the new big bad, right?
Yep. Yep.
And so, it does need to be super hard. It has to be super hard. And there's a line that they have to cross every year whenever they do like a huge expansion to the game, which is in difficulty. So once you go to like 80, now you're prepping for the next dark dimension or the
Mm-hmm.
next big raid. And so on the other side of that raid is going to be another 5 levels, which is going to make it easier for those other players that really couldn't get the job done to kind of get into it and not have such an impossible task. Really, it's a marketing thing to get the big guys to start spending those power cores
Oh,
to be,
absolutely.
I'm first
Yep.
and get it done. But at the same time, you know, in Ultimate 7, you get a ton of, T4 ability materials in order to upgrade your characters. I can't stress enough how powerful your characters can be with that final T4.
Okay, I got you. You're definitely right about that. Speaking about ability materials, this is something that I did not know that I was not aware of because I'm so far past it. But have you heard that new players are struggling with a new bottleneck? Or not really newer players, but people that are even kind of hitting their mid game, maybe players that started 6 months to about a year ago, are running out of blue ability materials.
That is a genuine problem because as soon as there's like a baby boom moment, where you and the alliance that you've been sticking with or you've been, kept getting pushed to are doing really, really well. And and once you start doing really, really well, you can start getting more teams into your war defenses and your attacks on war, and you just got a larger roster to actually play with. And when that happens, well, you got to gear them up.
Yep.
And I will tell players that might be watching the show right now that don't worry, keep pushing forward because you and your alliances will reach a point where now those blue materials will start just stacking up like mountains. Like right now, I'm leveling up Jubilee, right, with mutant gear and stuff like that. Well, I'm doing it so easily because I've already passed the marker where a lot of my roster doesn't need blue materials anymore. Every character that you push past the blue material, that's a new character that you don't have to worry about that gear for again.
Mm-hmm.
And the more variety that you give your roster, that's even more blue materials that you don't need in the future, and they just pile up even more. And so just investing in a variety is great. And all you really got to do is not make the choice to do a variety. It's check out your raids, see your assignments, and develop those characters as you need them. If you're having trouble with the beginning of your raid, work those teams, man. Work the characters that you know are going to work well for you. I would recommend if you're a free to play player, going with those characters for those nodes that might be specific. Get the ones with the highest red stars. Trust me, it's the way to go because you get such a huge percentage bonus, especially once you reach 4 stars, that those nodes will no longer be a problem for you anymore. And you just keep repeating the process. And sooner or later, like me, probably Cheese too, you just have this huge variety and those materials are just piling up.
Yep.
And I've gotten into the habit of even starting to pile up oranges because you wouldn't believe how fast they actually leave your inventory once you're starting to get characters up to 13, 14, and 15.
Yep. I do know that one thing that's really starting to cause the issues is so there's positives and negatives to being a newer player in the game compared to when people like Justice and I started. With Justice I started, one of the easy things was it was a lot easier to get your roster built up because there was only what 50 characters that we had to worry about. So, and like the bottleneck was almost a lack of characters. So you just were sitting on all this
Yes.
gear and you never knew what you were going to do with it. I remember a time where we used to be begging Scopely and well, begging Fox next to allow us to like turn
Oh hell,
like
I mean, it was like one character like every 3 months at one
yes.
point. It was
Yeah,
like,
there was a
what
like
is
when
going
Doctor
on?
Strange to the game, that was like the only character they released and we had like nothing to do.
Oh no, jeez, it happened.
What happened?
I ran out of purple mutant shit.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
stuck at 11.
I ran out of blue shit today. I was looking through. I'm like, oh my god.
No, no. I have to switch my energy efforts into mutant gear for full mutant gear.
Dude, well, in fairness, they've
Oh,
released like 7, 8 mutants in the past 2 patches. It's absurd
yeah,
how much they're
they can't
doing.
keep that up.
But
I love mutants. Don't get me wrong, but you got to vary it up.
oh, I half expect next update to have Gambit and Rogan and Nightcrawler just to piss us off one
Dude,
last time, real quick.
I really want an outside team to come in. I can't. Oh man, I can't remember the name of this team right now. I think they're called Jailbreak or something like that. It's got the Absorbing Man in it, like a set of characters that are sort of like a a team of I don't know sidekick bad guys, if you want to call them that, or minor bad guys. They would be an
Oh, I
amazing
know who you're talking
defense.
about. Them and probably the Wrecking Crew would probably be a pretty solid
That's
team to
it.
bring
That's
into.
it. The Wrecking
Oh,
Crew. The
okay.
Wrecking Crew. Yeah, because you got the guy with the crowbars and all that. You got invulnerabilities, the girl, and you've got the absorbing man who could change into different materials and stuff. Imagine him coming up against a character like Colossus and being able to absorb his armor or something like that. I think what's coming up theoretically is that coding a character like Rogue who can copy powers has got to be a nightmare. So they got to come
Sure.
up with a brand new system, like they kind of did when they started cloning with Mister Sinister. That was a little bit easier because it was like, okay, let's make a copy of a character. But now you're talking about just the powers, you know,
Yep.
and along with that, probably a really big drain.
I can see that. I do
I
think
would
that
say a single character, probably the biggest single character drain in the game is what I would do.
I could see that. That'd be a pretty good idea.
God damn it! This
Let's
purple
see.
shit is gonna make
What
me
is
crazy.
next on
Maybe it's
our
no. I don't even have
list?
pluses on.
So,
I'm mad.
next big one. The boycott. Have you heard about everybody considering a boycott again?
Ah, fuck that shit. It's just the. I mean, you know what? These guys have the a great idea. It's cool. It's never gonna fucking happen because there's too many Krakens out there. And
Yes.
all that does is it instigates the Krakens, and they just go fucking buck wild, and they just buy everything like even worse. And I believe this is the instigation. It has come from Iceman and Bishop right now. Two $50 offer characters. That's $100 a piece if you get both packages. And they've even lost their minds with Bishop because even the backup offers are like $35 a piece,
Yep.
and they're going crazy. And you know me, I have done the analysis on this team dollar wise on value. If you wanna put it there, they're 100% worth every dollar that they're trying to gouge out of any Krakens or anybody that's willing to pay the price. Every bit worth it. They're an absolute bonkers team when it comes to raids. We got a question here from Jamco 1991. What is the best isotype to put on Ebony Maw? What do you think?
Let's see here. Actually, I gotta go look because I think I might have just recently changed it. But for the longest time I was running healer, and I think I still am, but I've also seen that there's a case to be made for what was it? Not skirmisher. Maybe it was skirmisher. There was definitely
It
another
was
one that
Skirmisher because I know Reminex. Reminex has a professional opinion on that, and I can kind of see it, but I don't think he fully understands the safety coding that goes into basic attack when you trigger that from the vulnerability. He likes it because um of the stripping the positive statuses, right?
Yep.
I think the Black Order, honestly, if you really want to get some advice, is a lot of those characters you can flip them any way that you want. That's the way they're built. That's why a lot of alliances will mix up where they put the Black Order on defense or offense. You need Black Order to beat them, but you also, if you have them, there's a good chance you're going to get 4 5 war defense wins just on them alone.
Yep.
If you don't got people to take them out, and I tell you what, without the Black Order, they're a extremely tough team to try to strategize around. I prefer a defensive approach to Ebony Maw, and that is a class 5 healer, because I run a positioning system around. I go Ebony Maw on the end, I go Thanos next, and then not Ebony Maw, Cull Obsidian on the end, Thanos in the middle of the triangle, and then I do Ebony Maw on the right, because what I'm trying to do is instigate the payback attack from Cull Obsidian. And by using a heal class, a class 5 heal class on all 3 of those guys, it's like this endless supply of attacks from Cull Obsidian, and they can recover from them every single turn.
That's so much healing too.
Yeah, especially with every red star that you can have on one of those 3, it protects them.
Well,
Gemco 1991 says, where do you think Striker ranks on the Ebony Maw, or would you stick with the healer? For me, on defense, it's going to be healer class. He's super, super important for reducing speed bar out on the field, but he also puts an offense down right away, which is super, super important.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
for Striker, I wouldn't recommend Striker at all. I think that would be the least recommended ISO class from me. Because he gets more use out of even something like Skirmisher, because he is a character that throws down negative statuses, so he has to have a higher than normal focus. And so the Striker really doesn't help him that much. Your Striker would be more useful to Thanos or any of the other characters, really, especially Cull Obsidian.
Damn, he has 300,000 health? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Cull Obsidian, Thanos, and Ebony Maw actually have a very evenly spaced HP system around each one of them.
I didn't know Ebony Maw had so much. I knew that Cull Obsidian had a freakazoid amount of health.
I mean, the 3 of them do, because that's why I utilize that 3-person strategy on defense, because they all have a comparable HP. So whenever one of their turns comes up, they're going to heal each other.
Yep.
Dan, is that your Thanos?
That is my crown jewel right there.
Sexy Thanos.
Look
at that HP.
Dude, yeah. 500,000 HP. So, interestingly enough, just because of kind of directional flow of the game, so for those of you that aren't aware, I am currently in Sigma Dynasty. Definitely make sure to check out the Sigma cluster. They've been really good to me. I've always had a lot of success with them, and I think they're great. Other people have different opinions on them. I remember there was a source of drama between them and, Chewburger's group a while back. But personally, I think Sigma's great. I'm personally just leaving them because I'm looking for something a little bit different. So I'm actually going to be joining a very low-level alliance. And I told them straight up, I'm like, look, man, just plant me in the bridge, stick these bastards on defense, and we'll just, like, it's a low level where, like, everybody's, like, 7 mil, 6 mil, stuff like that. And I'm sitting here at, what, like, 10 point... I think I'm almost at 11 million, so I'm like, we'll just put my Black Order in the bridge and call it a day. Like, the people we're going to be going up against in Gold 2, 10.7.
With a Thanos like that? You wouldn't even need to switch out that Raider. I mean, that's enough to cause a bad day for anyone.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's a colossal pain in the ass for people to chew through. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Man. I remember when I put the ISOs on him, when I accidentally actually placed the 5th on him. Because I was having a really hard time justifying moving anybody up to the 5s to the level 5 ISO. Finally did it for Thanos. On accident, I threw his focus one up. I'm like, well, I guess I got to go all in on the Thanos now. So, yeah, dude, just unreal. The dude just takes hits like no other.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I'm in all seriousness, man. A class 5 healer on there would be my dream. Is how I use the Black Order
You know,
easily.
to be
Even
totally
even
honest,
in arena, dude. With my healer cluster, I do extremely well. I mean, I'm not a rank, top 10 ranker. I don't even come close. I mean, I do come close to that, but I don't aim for it, and I do get close.
so actually he was a healer, and after I
That's a
moved,
good backup to have, though.
so he originally was a healer the whole time. I switched to Raider on some suggestions from infographics that I saw on Discord. And I'm gonna be honest, since I moved him from healer to Raider, he's better as a healer. I'm just gonna be honest with you after playing with them for a few times because
Well, I
he's
mean, none
he's
of his
more rounded.
abilities are crit specific. That's what
I
makes
think
that tough.
I think the best way to put it is um the versatility. The versatility
Yeah.
of him as a healer is way stronger. Because ever since I switched him to Raider, I've noticed that my offensive fights have gone a little bit better. But when I forget to switch him back to healer and go and like raid or do anything with him as a raider, he's absolute dog shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You you need him to survive. I haven't even looked into. I haven't really done analyses until like a few teams ago, and then I've gotten really good at it. And so Black Order was like the line where I decided to start trying. And I don't remember what his armor. What could you pull up his armor real quick?
I think it was about 11 or 12.
That's not too shabby. That's not
Yeah,
too bad.
at 7 red,
Well,
gear 15, all
I mean,
5.
at his max level though, that's pretty low for armor. I mean, shit. Iceman at 4 red stars is pumping about almost 11.
Funny enough, speaking about armor, if there's one character I want to see with maxed out armor, it's this fucker.
Oh, Luke Cage.
Dude, he's garbage. I
Yeah.
will never invest
No,
it, but I
he
want
is.
to
I
know
believe
what his
his
armor rating
armor.
is.
I believe his armor is number 1.
Let me see.
I believe.
I'm going to msf.gg. We're gonna look at this really quickly because I'm genuinely curious what a 7 red gear 15 Luke Cage's armor is. That's got to be absurd.
Go to level 80 too.
Character list.
Oh, level 80 also. I got to be careful with my words. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Oh, let's see here. What did I plan? I'm trying to
Stat
figure.
table.
I forgot what I planned for. Yo,
Okay.
I thought I had an ISO plan already. Oh, that must be my analysis.
Holy hell! Wait a minute. I gotta go back to that. Did I just see that Bishop had like 19,000 armor at 7 red stars? Damn.
That doesn't even include his damage reduction, dude. He gets a percentage.
Holy fuck.
It's redonkulous.
All right.
Once he starts rolling in the taunts and the charges, I don't think you could take him down. He's like right up there with Colossus.
So you are correct. Well, okay. Correct on characters that don't have to die first. Phoenix is 24,000, but Luke Cage is 22. Dude, Doctor Doom, every time I look at his stats, I just get a little bit more like, holy hell, dude. 500,000 health, 30,000 damage,
Yeah,
22,000 armor, 20,000 focus. I mean, but if you beat Dark Dimension 4 twice, you only get is it a 5-star?
Yeah.
So I guess technically we're looking at it's still not that bad.
He'll probably never get anything more than 5 red stars until we get to some ridiculous like Doom 4.
Oh, definitely. What the hell is this? Negative 1,000. Why does Moon Knight have a negative 1,000 block chance?
They don't have any of the calculations yet for the new characters. They could just speculate on their kits right now.
Oh, I was so confused. I'm like, bro, negative 1,000? Jesus.
Team analysis. That's what I was looking for. Gosh darn it! I moved my files. I have a portable SSD, so I can, if I need to go to a different computer, all my files are, because editing programs just know where stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do your projects from within the portable drive, you don't have any real issues when you have to go to another computer or something to render. Like when my kids are at school, like I'll go over to their room, plug in my SSD, and just render whatever I need to there, so I could do the show like I am right now. I can only do that when they're not home because they're big gamers like me too. So
Oh, gotcha. So another thing that's kind of funny, most of my 7 red stars are all on protectors. Thanos, Sif, Drax, and then it's Krino,
you got a
Hand
Drax?
Assassin.
Oh my god!
Bro,
That
beefy team. Like we'll do that.
yo,
We'll do that
oh
all
my
tank
god!
challenge with our actual rosters real quick, and then
Oh my
we'll
god!
we'll do the non-balance draft.
Okay, I would love to use him on a Doom defense. That is so much HP, and he's got a drain too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
still, I mean, Red Guardian honestly still beats him out on that
Yep.
because he heals himself by a huge percentage. But I mean, if I didn't have a high end Red Guardian, shit, Drax would be on next because he's got that on spawn taunt. I mean, that's really
Oops.
dangerous.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't count the number of times I've been screwed because somebody had an on spawn taunt.
Oh,
Cool thing
dude,
about
it's crazy.
on
Even
spawn
though he's
characters.
up, go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right. On spawn characters. Most people don't know this. I've been scouring ISO 8s for as long as I can remember, and the characters that can either be resurrected or come back for any reason, they're the best ones to have like fortify on. If you can arrange that, because when they come back, they get their on spawn bonus.
Ooh.
Like Drax would get on spawn, obviously his taunt, but he'd also get that fortify also on top of that.
That's pretty sweet.
Okay, so I had Maw as a striker level 4, so switched him to healer, and he is a level 3 right now. I would stick Jamco in 1991. I would stick with the healer class. That's probably going to do you more good in the long run of things, especially during. I used him before I got the symbiotes. He was one of my key guys in what I called the alpha team of Ultimate 7.5. I used him along with Thanos, Emma Frost, Shuri, and Black Suit Spider-Man, and they could one shot every single node all the way up to the ultimate boss.
I use the exact same team except Black Bolt subbed for Black Suit Spider-Man. Right? You said Thanos, Maw, or
Thanos, Maw, Black Suit Spider-Man, Shuri, and Emma Frost.
Okay,
Now Shuri
yep.
got in there so Emma can do her thing multiple times.
Yeah.
Plus, with a good enough Shuri, that basically on spawn defense up is, especially in Ultimate 7.5, extremely valuable because a lot of those turn 1 characters in the higher up nodes will one shot your teams.
Yep. Oh, it's so essential. I remember there was that period of time where we kind of were like not really hating on Shuri, but definitely she was not getting the love that she deserved, and then everybody kind of realized just how integral that almost instant.
I love Shuri. She's got such a, with the defense up right off the bat, she's so fast when it comes to that defense up. Plus, she's giving out energy to a ton of different people. It is a little random, of course, but it's extremely useful. And let's not mention, her healing is off the hook. I mean, she's healing multiple times. And if that person doesn't need to heal, well, she just gives it to the next injured person.
Yep. Yeah, she does not get the love that she deserved.
Even Casino doesn't like her, and he's got a. I remember I was watching his channel, and he did end up getting one of his first 7 red star pulls. Was Shuri?
That is right.
I'm like, he still hates her. I'm like, dude,
5,000 Black Order do anything against a 639,000 X-Men? I'm gonna be honest. Maybe. Is it one dimensional? That's a huge question to ask. If all of that power is sitting in the Phoenix, they might not win, but if it's in war, that technically will count as a win, because even if the Phoenix dies, they lose. It's kind of like when you face off against those Asgardian teams that are like 400,000 power and like 130,000 of it sitting in the Hela, and you're like, okay, I'll just bring in a 200,000 power symbiotes and never let Hela take a turn.
You know what? 639 X-Men, going up against an X-Men, especially with any team with a hero controller in it, is very dangerous because Ebony Maw, once that hero controller goes down, he's going to end up giving a barrier to the entire Black Order team, which makes them impossible to take down. And any damage that might have occurred, they will heal that all the way back up.
Yeah, that's an instance where I don't necessarily think it will win, but it definitely should be able to put a serious dent into it.
I forgot about one major thing that makes that I would go with BO with that pair up anytime, because the Phoenix will get ability blocked right away after she pops in from Ebony Maw.
True.
And she will go down like a cement brick.
All right. So we're looking at about 12 minutes left, so we definitely want to make sure we talk about our big thing
Spoilers.
Huge spoilers. So anybody that does not want to know about Scarlet Witch or WandaVision, definitely turn your volume down. I'll do a wave to let you know that the spoiler talk is over. But
does your
yes.
Does your cheese card work? Does your cheese card work?
No, not yet.
God.
It should be. Right. I had to submit it to Twitch first. So
okay,
yeah, it's really dumb to get the subscriber.
You gotta show me how to do that, because I'm a graphic artist, so I would love to make my own emotes for my followers.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I sent it into Fiverr. I have no idea how she did it. I just sent her. I'm gonna be honest. I took the picture of the actual yellow card, sent it into Fiverr, and was like, "Look, all I want you to do is make this yellow card a slice of cheese." The lady's like, "All right, cool." Like 24 hours later, she's like, "How does this look?" I'm like, "Exactly like what I asked for."
Yep.
But yes, okay. So so we are going on to the spoilers. So for those of you that watch WandaVision, what's his name? Quicksilver showing up at the very end.
Yes, that is big. But I need to rewind you just a little bit, give you a little education.
Oh boy, here we go.
I lost my mind once they started giving out the ideas of the twins being born. Now, way back when, I'll tell you that those twins are real, like in the comics. They're actually two major characters. And for Marvel Strike Force fans out there, and I hope they definitely go with this, because they can actually finish up the Young Avengers, because one of them is a Young Avenger. You have two characters named Wiccan and Speed. And they both, kind of exemplified both the Wanda twins, I'm going to call them. And one has more of her mom's powers, and the other has Quicksilver's abilities. And that's Wiccan and Speed. So if they do that, that's really good. I believe Speed is the Young Avenger. Now, those two characters in the comic books, they don't even know each other. And they start running into like one another, and they're wondering why they look like each other,
Mm-hmm.
And that would be extremely huge. Now, with the thing that you really need to realize, is my big theory. The best friend that keeps coming in over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only one in the entire group that seems to be unaffected by Wanda's mind control, and I think I have a theory behind that. And when she gives birth to the twins, like in the comics and whatnot, now I can't remember I'm not like, I can't quote you the comics or nothing, but she it's something like she takes a demon soul and sort of like breaks it apart and molds her own children out of them. Now she has to be in hell to do this. Now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Universe, I believe in this hell dimension, Mephisto is a big character there. Right?
I was gonna say, are you on with the theory train that Mephisto is going to be the big bad for
no.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. I believe that the thing that happened with Wanda and her trauma kind of mixed in with a veil. I think the hex might be a thin veil between the dimensions, but Wanda really did want to bring Vision back, and somehow stumbled into the afterlife of Mephisto's hell, and sort of took it over because she's that powerful. And the character that keeps coming in that seems to be not affected, but is sort of like playing the part, how she was like, oh, maybe we should take it from the top again.
Yep.
She's pretending like she's not affected by the mind control. I think she inadvertently took over Mephisto's dimension and is controlling him and torturing him. And on accident. And so this whole time, she's actually controlling, rewriting the reality of not only this town, but of Mephisto's hell dimension, made her children. And I'm on the fence whether their Vision is actually alive or not, though.
I was thinking that because that was something that I was discussing a little bit when I was watching the episode, seeing how Vision is clearly dead, or at least was. I'm thinking that she's so powerful that she is actually powering him, and
Yeah, I think
that
she's puppeteering him like in a
yes,
weird, twisted,
almost.
dark way.
Well, what I'm thinking is that like yes and no all at the same time. Like she's got him alive, but he also knows something is wrong, which is why it seems like he's still conscious of everything happening around him. But she's able, like you said, puppeteering. She's able to like control it and rewind it and everything. But that's why he keeps finding himself questioning things, is because I at least my theory is that her power, she's basically powering him the same way the stone did. And so he's alive, but in a completely different way, which is why he's not remembering who we like
You
anything
know,
before it, and isn't
I,
able to like do anything, but it's also able to completely comprehend that nothing is as it seems.
in the last episode, I actually, now that I'm kind of rewinding it with you, I think he is alive because remember, Vision is, he's an android. He's a complicated, sophisticated one, but they really brought home how you remember the Kevlar thing with Monica's clothes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She can restructure reality. So
Yep.
Vision's body might be alive. And remember what Bruce said in the movie, we can remove the stone and probably the best parts of Vision would be left over.
Yep.
And so he might actually be alive now that I think about it. Now, do you know about Monica Rambeau?
No, not really. I mean,
All right, so
I know that she's definitely the daughter of the lady from Captain Marvel, but that was about my full extent of that.
yeah, she actually had, now she's sort of like a character you just kind of got to know she has powers because they don't really get into super detail about it, but she's basically got Captain Marvel's power. She's a photonic character, and it didn't even dawn on me when I was watching that episode. She's developing her powers. They just breeze by it so fast, you'll almost miss it because remember, she's getting an exam by the medical examiner,
Mm-hmm.
and her scans are completely whited out. If she's developing her photonic abilities, that's light. None of the machines would show what she has in the inside because she would blind the machines.
Oh, gotcha. I
And
didn't even
people
think about
probably,
that.
yeah, and she does have like Captain Marvel type powers, and that scenario with that. Remember the look on her face when Wu says her name? He's just like, "Oh, I hate that bitch" look on her face.
Yep.
And I understand it because I started thinking back to him like, "Oh shit, you know what? I can understand why she's so pissed off." Fucking in the Captain Marvel movie, that bitch comes back in the 80s. Her mom just died. Where has been her best friend of all time? Probably her lover, which I got the huge vibe from in the movie.
Yep.
And she was nowhere to be found. This entire time she was sick or had cancer. But let's not remember the movie and TV rule about character deaths. You got to remember, this is a Nick Fury level fucking agent. If she
True.
wants to appear dead to the world, she'll be dead to the world. And that's the one thing. And we never saw her die, never got a flashback. So totally within the realm of possibility that she's on Sword in space with Nick Fury.
Oh. Hmm.
I got confused when they used Sword in the WandaVision show when it first started because I know that Sword is like the Shield equivalent, but the space exploration types. Like they're the space police, basically.
Yeah.
They can't really do that. I found it confusing because I'm also a Nova fan,
Oh,
and
yep.
Nova
I
is
love
like the
Nova.
galaxy-wide policeman.
I really thought they were going to bring him into the MCU earlier.
I think there was plans to really, but there was in
I
the Guardians of the
was
Galaxy,
he
they sort
I
of put it in a weird area.
think if I'm not mistaken, oddly enough, I think that was one of those rights things where like the Nova Corps was MCU owned and Disney owned, but Nova himself was still a 21st Century Fox property. So like they were allowed to use everything about him except for him or something like that.
Oh man, and that possibility. Oh, now what they did with Quicksilver, I got super excited about because it brings so many questions to the mind. Like I got the idea about the thin veil between dimensions of the hex because that would
Mm-hmm.
make sense. And how would still we don't know the details about Marvel's acquisition of the X-Men properties and all the superheroes from their licenses, because they might have bought deep into the license, meaning their characters, their likenesses, their stories, everything. If they went that deep and they really want to do this multiversal character swap, they could totally pull it off, and those actors would still return.
Yep. And I would love to see that too, because there's some that I'd be perfectly fine with. Like, honestly, if they want to never acknowledge that Fantastic Four movie from 2015, I'm okay with that. And to be totally honest, I don't even dislike the old Fantastic Four movies.
I think they can, man. Friggin'
like,
Johnny Storm is a Killmonger.
So, funny story about that. Did you know that in Deadpool 2, when they are doing the whole scene with where Deadpool and Weasel are just kind of like taking people in to see like what their superpowers and everything were.
Yeah.
They ran it by but didn't want to get in trouble. They ran it by the directors and everything, and they wanted to have Chris Evans come in and have him snap his fingers and have like a flame come out. And have them be like, and have Deadpool say something like, "You look a lot like Captain America," or something like, or like, "You look a lot like," he's like, "You look like you'd be more like a Captain America type," or something like that. They didn't want to piss people off, so they decided not to do it.
That's bullshit. That wouldn't piss anybody off.
No, not at all. They didn't want to get
some creamy jeans out there,
right? Oh, dude, I was cracking up. But no, I actually really enjoy the cast from those movies. I wish those movies weren't good, but I thought the cast was pretty solid. But no, more than anything, I'd love to see Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy because they were absolutely.
Oh, you're talking about the X-Men's.
Yeah, if they're gonna bring all that in,
Deadpool's beautiful.
Yes, luckily they're keeping that one.
And
that's
actually
one of the
why
few characters that they can actually work with too.
I actually started playing Marvel Strike Force specifically because I saw that there was a Deadpool event in this game, Marvel Strike Force.
And that was during the time period where they were like really, really pushing the what's it called? The they were not just that, but they were pumping a ton of money into advertising back then.
Yeah.
So what else is it? Honestly, I will say when Quicksilver first showed up, I really thought it was going to be Doctor Strange because I know they've already announced that Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange are going to be
that's like a season finale thing though, not a mid-season finale.
That's kind of where I was at. Like part of me was like, I wonder who it's going to be because they showed Darcy. She's like, who is that? And I was like, I thought maybe because they were starting to show that like Wanda's actually crazy, maybe that was going to be the point where they had like Doctor Strange show up because finally he's like, okay, this shit's gone on too much. I'm gonna go confront her about it. But you're right. That's
he's
more
the protector of our reality, so it would make sense.
So I thought that's who it was gonna be. And then I saw
I believe I was reading he started production with the team for Doctor Strange's movie. So
it's going to be awesome. And plus, that'll probably tie into the Spider-Man. I'm going to be honest. I'm looking forward to that probably more than anything else. I loved the Tobey Maguire movies. I know people hated it.
You think that's going to really happen?
I thought that was all but confirmed. There was like photos of him.
I don't know, man.
There was photos of Tobey Maguire snapped on set.
You see, oh, man. I would love to see all the Spider-Mans get back together because, one, that's the only way the movies could go, honestly, because of how successful Miles Morales and his animated movie was. Why repeat the process?
True. Well, and not only that, but I feel like they need to get in on it while it's still a big deal because of how successful DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths was. DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths was incredible, and I feel like Marvel's like, we need to do this before we miss the window for it.
I know. And, you know, they canonized a lot of the multiple dimensions in the Crisis. It was insane, and it still is. I can't wait for Superman and Lois.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest.
I just watched Black Lightning.
I'm gonna be on. Oh, dude, yeah, Black Lightning. I didn't watch it until that. Now I went back and rewatched it. The one that surprised me the most. Man, we're getting so off topic. The one that surprised me off most was Lucifer.
But this is why it's a talk show, man.
When Lucifer popped up in Crisis on Infinite Earths, I just about died.
Oh my god! I lost my goddamn mind.
I didn't think they were going to do it.
Him.
I didn't think they were going to do it. Oh, I was so
and when I heard the rumor, I'm like, I know he's a DC character, but really?
Yeah, well, especially because they lost the rights to him to Netflix. I'm like, there's no way in hell they do this.
Oh my god! Well, I don't think that would matter because Netflix loves the CW shows. They put them on there all the time.
True.
I mean, the second they drop off of air, they're on Netflix. And the whole series, the whole season. I mean,
yep. But yeah, so with how successful
I think they have
that
a great
was,
relationship.
They do. They definitely do. But with how successful that was, I feel like that's the reason why Marvel's got to do this. Even if they're pushing a Secret Wars agenda and they're just going to kill off a lot of the characters from other ones, I feel like at this point they have to. They have no choice but to.
It would be amazing. I mean,
yeah,
having a multiverse show or some kind of happening. They don't got to go the whole way like in Marvel Strike Force, but something like it. Like, I kind of don't want them to go with Kang the Conqueror because I think the idea of time travel and shit like that is such a stale idea. I'm not sure.
I agree, and I feel like that's the reason why they're going to just keep that condensed to an Ant-Man story. Now, I do think that Kang's a little too big for just Ant-Man, but I'm with you. I think that that's an overdone thing. They need to just leave it. Maybe if you want to do kind of like what they did with Ragnarok, with Thor Ragnarok, and maybe throw in another Marvel character or two just to be like, oh, see, look, it's a serious enough situation. A couple more Avengers got involved. But
yeah, I think it'll be
leave it condensed.
I think it'll be a beyond huge surprise who might be the big villain is because I think they're going to cast the X-Men as the villain, a multi-dimensional villain team to the Avengers or whoever shows up as the Avengers. And if they use my theory, like I was telling you before about Wanda and her, no more mutants thing, that would be revolutionary. I mean, who would have thought such a big thing that happened in the comics would ever happen in the movies and be able to take the entire history we have as fans and almost rewriting all of it and going, hey, this entire time since you've been watching, well, that's not been the real universe. Wanda had already rewritten it and we've been watching it like rehash itself in a different path.
Yeah, or even crazier. I don't know, man. There's so many things that like, what if it turns out that we're just watching one of the other realities that Doctor Strange saw? And in reality,
that's always going to be an open door right there.
Yep. It's crazy. But I do think that we are meeting our mark, so I'm going to do the quick wave for those that don't want to see any more spoilers. Granted, we stopped spoiling probably like 20 minutes ago, but
yeah. We got off topic talking about DC universe and everything. We're not going to even get into Deadpool kills Marvel because if you don't know anything about that, I have a feeling they're doing that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man. All right, Justice, thank you so much for coming.
Texas, what's up, brother?
Texas fat boy. Oh, man, I'm looking forward to this weekend. We're going to be playing Fortnite. Definitely make sure to check that out. Those of you that were with us through the entire time, thank you so much for coming out. Make sure to follow and subscribe below. Make sure to check me out on social media. Also, I'm going to let Justice take his end because he always says it's so much smoother and nicer than I do.
Oh, man, you're not giving yourself enough credit here, man. But Justice 3 TV, it's me, Throne. I had so much fun with you guys today. Thank you for following if you came in. Join me right here on twitch.tv/justice_3_gaming. I know that's a mouthful to say, but it is what it is on Twitch. Also, I am I don't know, this is some big news. I'm a full-on representative of Raise Energy for Rep Sports now, and I have an account. So,
oh yes, definitely check out Justice's YouTube channels and everything else. Where can they find all that information, Justice?
Well, all that information right now is still in the works because I still have to talk to these guys about giving you guys some awesome deals and discounts and coupons and all that good shit with my name on it. But that should be in the About section. You can check that out. Also, I am on YouTube. I archive all the games that I follow, including this show on YouTube under Justice 3 Gaming. But if you're just a Marvel Strike Force fans, I got a treat for you, and that's Justice 3 Strike Force. Check out that channel. Definitely like my latest video and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Cheese, it's all you.
All right, awesome. So the only reason why I'm not actually going to promote Raze is because I'm currently in the process of trying to get a sponsorship with Bang. So pretty soon, Justice and I are going to have to go head to head with those. Luckily, I actually sent them in a picture that I took a couple of years ago of when I was using Bang Energy. Because it was before it came out, and I have a picture of actually a before and after when I was like 235 pounds, and then I dropped down to like 180, and I'm like, look, man, half of this is because of your product. So hopefully they're like, oh, you know what? That's a good point. So I'm gonna try that one.
And losing weight, yeah, buddy.
Oh, absolutely. They're gonna. That's a cash cow just waiting to be. Just waiting to be milked. So, yeah, definitely make sure to check out my social media. Check out my YouTube channel. We're dropping videos 4 times a week. Anybody that did come out today, you get to see it first, because otherwise you got to wait till Thursday to see the Strike Time videos. We got Dead by Daylight dropping tomorrow. Friday, make sure to come back. We're playing Fortnite with Fat Boy and JJD Bad Boy. I think that's all we got for you. But once again, Justice, thank you so much for coming on with us. I look forward to this every week. I look forward to asking you all kinds of fun questions. And coming up very shortly, you're going to be the person that we got to go to for all the big news up top, now that I'm dropping down to a lower level alliance. But it's still going to be a fun time. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody that came out and watched. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode of Strike Time. If you want to see more Strike Force content, make sure to like and subscribe. Also be sure to follow Justice and I on Twitch, both accounts linked below. Make sure to check us out on social media to see what games we are playing. If you'd like to watch Strike Time live, check out twitch.tv/cheeseandsaltines every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. I hope you all have a great day, and until next time, keep on gaming.